Welcome, welcome. Please stand by. I am Michael Anthony. This is 10 O'Clock Talks. Welcome. Pittsburgh, hello. America, hello. Oh, I love a good, strong opening. Hey, so listen, Pittsburgh and America. I am from Pittsburgh. That's why I say that. Anyway, always remember, support somebody's small dreams. You know, you got to support. You know, that's where we're at in all this. So, yeah, do the best you can. You know, while you're out this weekend, if you can think anybody stop in, you know, throw them a little business somehow anyway. Please. This is part of the weekend review. It's a drop. These are short segments that I'm starting to do now. I just think they're going to fit the narrative of summer a lot better for people who don't want to sit. Don't think for a minute I'm going to stop the live feeds at night. They're still going to go on. Should be a lot of fun. And you can interact. You can always, when I go live, you can either talk to me. Just keep this in mind. You can talk to me through your YouTube, through your Facebook, or you can actually message me. Message me to answer the call, and I will do it. I will pick you up as long as I'm not on the line, but I do have a four-way complicated kind of thing, too, that I will be able to do. But multiple callers at one time would be really, really hard. So let's just go with one at a time for now. But thank you for listening to that. I also want to say, Taking Back America, one of the best groups out there you can join. Share that to all your friends. And also, we are the founders of the Global Army of Donald J. Trump. New group. Check it out. We got to stay one step ahead in this war. One step ahead. That's the whole idea of this. It's not about a popularity contest in any means. It just is not that. It's about safety and narrative on our side when you're in a war such as we are. And let's talk about that war just for a minute here. I really want to talk about this to you. Concerns that I have. The social distancing thing, okay? Now, we know all about that. You only had to be 6 feet apart, but if someone's going to sneeze, they put on a mask, they forget to do this, whatever. 20 feet, okay? Did social distancing ever work? It seems like people still died, according to the CDC. Wear a mask, but people will still die, according to the CDC. Lockdown, well, you got to lock down. But people will still die, according to the CDC. Cancel holidays, but people will still die because of the CDC. Wear 2 masks. That'll work. Yeah, that'll really work, according to the CDC. Get it back. Get the Franken shot. The first one. People still die. Get the second Franken shot. People catch COVID, they still die. Get the boosters. That's going to really do it. The boosters. New strand is coming. You got to get the boosters. Failed again. People, according to the CDC, still die. Get the vax? No, I'll pass. Just get the tracking app. That's going to do it. That's going to tell you if you have it so they can track you. No. Again. No. Failure. Fauci. It's none of it works. No, I'm sorry. I'm not with it. And the reason I wanted to go through that and give you a little about this, it's clearly the government does not truly have a solution, but they do have a lot more control now, don't they? They got you, didn't they? They got me too for a little bit. They did, but it didn't hold me in. I stayed out. I worked every day. I was out today. Sorry. I'm out. I'm free. I'm about. And I really feel bad for the people that are going to just take off the mask for the first time. Here's where you need to be scared. Your immune system, because you not being out and you not, interacting and all these things out there in the world, you could catch a cold. Oh, the worst could happen. You could catch a cold. Don't let it bother you, man. Make some soup, sit at home, put your feet up, watch a movie, go back out and try again. Don't let it get to you. Where I want to go with this, though, is who the hell is the CDC in bed with? And I mean, come on. They're in bed with all our enemies. I'll say it to you that way in the best way I can. But they're also in bed with the hospitals, and the numbers and the lies and the more lies and the reports on the websites are finally coming out. Yeah. Doesn't matter what you had, COVID started it. COVID was part of it. And why? Why? There were super bonuses being offered for every patient established under the Trump administration, and they fraudulently were just hammering the system to take money, just like the same case of the 100,000 units that we had, the assistant breathing units that we had to make and manufacture like overnight. Now, where are they? All over the country helping everybody else. Are they going to come back? Are we ever going to have? Is our supply good? Some unanswered questions there, but we should never run shy of those again. Trump put us in a good place with that. He really, really did. But let's get back to the COVID and what it's losing. It's losing its steam, just like the flu. It really is. So, bing, guess what? New narrative. Narrative is going to change. Of course it is. And they're going to fight back because they're not winning on one side. They go to another side. Right now, it's racism. Yeah, it's systemic racism. It's racism. It's colors. It's white supremacy. It's none of the above. It's what your narrative is to push in our face. We're not going to allow that kind of stuff to happen anymore. I'm not here, not at 10 o'clock talks. I think I have a lot of you on my side. Do I have a lot of you on my side? I want to know. Do I? Because I'm talking for you. You fed me this. Everyone I'm friends with. I mean, I talk about what you guys talk about. I really do. That's where I'm at with this. And now in place is fascism. Another issue of where we're going in America. Okay, but true. Billions of dollars in place for all the climate change. And there better be. Because let's face it, that's what the whole basis of the last stimulus was about. The evergreen, the green plan, which, again, I am so on board with. She's such a rock star, Marjorie Taylor Greene. And I think she just went down to Florida, too. There's a big, massive thing going on down there for the governor of the state. And I believe it's in West Palm Beach. But Marjorie's going down there. But she called out AOC. You probably heard this in one of my other broadcasts, but it's worth bringing up because this girl's a rock star. She's challenging an outright the public debate to AOC on all of this, being that she's somewhat in charge. That ought to go real well in her favor. I think not. Anyway, so they got all this in place. They don't have it in place. That part was foiled. We know it. There was chemicals being shipped up out of from wherever land got caught in the Suez Canal. It was all destroyed and taken. It was taken by military operatives, and they took it. Now, there is a little speculation, like, why so many boats from Russia, military boats, up near the Antarctic? Well, probably because they destroyed all the tunnels up there working in this operative with many other countries, as well as our establishment from and under Donald Trump that was put into place and probably protected under some kind of law when he initiated all this destruction against what we now know for the kids and all of the, ongoings down in these areas underground. And they were destroyed, collapsed, sealed, filled with water, anything they could do to rectify all these issues. And if that didn't work, not only did they blow them up, they used scientific instruments that cause mini vibrations like earthquakes and collapsed them all. And that's true fact. You can look it up. There are indications of what happened, where these all happened, and there are dots everywhere. So they have been very, very busy. I thank all the military. I really, really do. Good efforts. But getting back to this climate, because it's really important, billions of dollars are in place. Well, of course they are. Sure they are. And 1,000 planes, and they're going to be crop dusting us, as they have been. It's always been going on, slowly. Are your skies not really white? I'm looking at right now. They're not really, even in my area, there's that haze. Well, believe me, that's just the beginning. When they cloak it, every day is going to look like a fall day. And don't even be deceived about a fall day. Or a winter day. Winter days can be crisp with blue skies and clouds. Same with fall. But they can even do clouds of Keller. So now they have some new methods and other things, and people are pulling out of this climate thing. They're not for it because what it's going to do is it's going to affect, when the materials fall, it's going to affect a lot more, just as all these other chemicals and things that they've been spraying over the years. So just know this is coming. It's going to come really hard. And they plan to use 1,000 planes per day. Now, they've already been using a great number. This is probably doubling what they have been using worldwide. And they can do a pretty damn good job over an area in no time at all with what they use, up to 5, 6, 7 planes. They'll cloak the whole sky over a whole city plus, probably within a 100-mile radius. They can do this almost like in probably 30 minutes. So imagine what they'll be able to do with 1,000 planes up there. They will cover us and take our sun away, and that's part of the Dim Sun Project. Keep it in mind, and I talk about it, and I'll post some more things about it because it's a danger to us. It really is. You know, they want to block the sun. And let's also talk about some long-term effects from it. It's going to change crops as we know them, trees as we know them, and a bunch of other things. I'll get more into that because I'm actually speaking to a couple arborists and stuff that know what's going on, pay very close attention to what's going on, and they have major concerns because of the species of trees that are already starting to, between all the wet rains and the catastrophic causes that come from the seeding of the sky, and what will come from the rest of the trees that we do have. And that's why they're trying to change all the genetics and modifications to trees so they can pretty much grow in the dark. So we'll see how that goes. So violating community standards with every complex think tank created for disruption at lightning speed. But what will it lose? A self-destruction mode of America to come by their push. And that's not good. And that's exactly what this all will be with the green. It will change standards of what you know across the board. And everything as you know it will change in a period of 10 to 15 years drastically. How do we repair it if we get these guys out of office? I don't know. It's going to be a lot of work, a lot of effort. And one of the other questions I think is really plausible that we need to actually confront. What about the issues in the world that they could be touching in a better way? We have seas dying and reefs gone and everything else, and that's a major supply of food source and everything else there. But yet they want to do this because they want to eliminate the cattle, these great farmers and producers of cattle for our meat side and chicken and poultry. The poultry of chicken and the pork and everything else that goes on. No, they're going to put it in a destructive mode to bring you the synthetic meat and plant-based foods. And now I just saw, even myself, advertisement at one of the larger markets in Pittsburgh, PA, who are now advertising that they have this line of product in already. So that's how far this narrative has been ahead of everything. And they will slowly manipulate the meats and what you knew of what foods were to you to be changed. I mean, maybe you'll have to really raise your own chickens. I don't know how far it's going to go, but it's nuts to look at the facts of what they want to do because they don't want not a one on the planet no more. They want to basically cause a catastrophic extinction of these animals and a food source. Yeah, so I got to ask you this. With all this going on, and now Biden wants to raise the taxes to 43% on the wealthy. And this is going to affect all those people who are donating all this money to all the inappropriate organizations of crime. I'll leave it to you that way. So you have all these corporations, and they're the facet of what makes the United States work and creates jobs. So what's the deal for them guys? At 43%, that's going to cut their throats. Why would they sign on to this unless unless there was some type of corporate cut to the American corporation to possibly support a plan of silence that they have going on with these 147 major corporations that have all these other trickle down corporations that work underneath them, as franchises of them or subsidiaries of them. There has to be something there. Or the government's just that much in control? No, it couldn't be. Couldn't possibly be. They need more money from them for elections and everything, which they shouldn't even be allowed to ask for or accept a donation for. These are things that we need to cut out. But when you think about it, what kind of deal were they given? What kind of deal is this for? Who's the wealthy? What are we talking about here? Someone that makes over $500,000 a year? Oh, these rock stars? I don't get it. I don't get it, but I know we're in a very bad place with it. So, I want to talk about this real quick, too. Sports. The best method, in my mind, to win the fight of wars in the sports is you don't support it, number one. You stop the people from paying to see them. You stop people from spitting in their own faces. It's true. What are these people in sports doing? We just had it happen the other day with that basketball player. What's his name? LeBron? I'm not even sure, what his name is, but you probably get the ticket of where I'm coming from. All I can say is you turn off sports, turn up the music, don't play into their games. Have your own parties. Do something for yourself. Do something different. You're going to have to put sports on hold here because, they're getting too involved. They still are. And the owners aren't saying enough to actually suppress this BS that's coming out of these players' mouths. You cut their money, you cut their paychecks, and maybe then they'll wake up. But don't buy their products. Support the truth and everything for America that is good and stands for good. Find the companies who we can support. Make sure that you post who we can support. There's so much out there that's owned by these big corporations. We are in a lockdown on what to buy. Now we need the narrative to change for us to give public awareness to all of us, like what products are good, who is American. Let's get behind these people. Let's find out who they are more. These groups that actually support these things need to do it more and share it to all the groups. We need to come together as one. And that's why, to me, a share system is so important. An open door system to administrators between groups, especially on Facebook, is more important than any you would ever know. It's all for one and one for all. We're in a fight together. Suppression to anyone is not good. But we do have to play by a rule book, and I get that. But sharing information, especially on food sources and things made in America, will never be, and should never be, ever suppressed to anyone. It should be public information and gladly done for the American people. So anyway, in this fight, we have to fight back and suppress them. If we fight back and suppress them, maybe the easement will come. Because what we are doing in this war, and it's a huge war already, and it's going to get even bigger, is we're going to have to create a lot of things. I could get into a lot of it, but I want this to be a short. My next one, maybe I'll get into it a little bit more, and I hope you enjoy what you've heard. But remember, success is with all the people involved, the grassroots, everything, sharing product lines of who is good. Yeah, do we need to go after those evil people? Of course we do. And I want to thank the Christians for all your prayers and open up your churches. Open your churches. You got to spread your belief. You got to stand strong because the government fears all church. It does. It does. And look at what the Pope's doing right now. Or is it really what he's doing? They're taking a whole different narrative on how they're going to do things a little too late. I don't think the Catholic Diocese is going to get that much support, but they brought that on themselves. But they do, however, have some plans, and they want to. They're giving promotions. Yeah, well, which tells you it's like a corporation. So, which it is. Is it really about prayer? Was it ever about prayer for them? I think they let the Holy Book gather a little bit of money for them is what they were doing. Because everything costs you $1 for church, even if you're going to bury a loved one or they're going to come out and do last rites. They charge to come to a funeral home to say prayers. Are you serious? When someone gave their whole life to your religion, to your cause, you can't even see. This is why I have a lot of ill faith in a lot of what the Catholic religion's about. I really, really do. Plus, I went to a Catholic school and I know some things. You know, I saw some things, and just as a kid, you can observe. You can observe. But anyway, I want to say thanks to you guys, and I appreciate every one of you. Remember, Taking Back America, join, join, join. You know, join it, join it, join it. And, share it to your friends. Same with this right here. Michael Anthony, 10 O'Clock Talks. And one other one, a safe net that we just created, the global army of Donald J. Trump. And we are all part of that global army. Get involved. Get involved. We'll make some plans. We'll make some plans. We need them. Again, I thank you for checking in and listening to me. Please check me out more. And if you want, always remember in the evenings, check to see if we're doing a live feed. And if we are, jump into it. Make some comments. Enjoy yourself for a little bit. If you want to call in, you'll be able to do that through Messenger. And I'll have a device hooked up to my phone. We'll put you right through, plug you right through. Everyone will hear you. I'll hear you. It'll be a great time. So from everyone at 10 O'Clock Talks here, I am Michael Anthony. And we appreciate you, America. Stay strong. Stay in the fight. Don't give up. I know a lot of this is really hard. It's difficult. I've gotten that from you. You've written to me and said that. And I appreciate you. However, all I can do is extend strength and voice. And remember, we are a voice for America right here, And we really, really are. We're in the fight for you and with you. And we accept anybody to come in. We're not a judge of character like that in any way. However, one thing we do need to do, and we're being scolded a little bit by Facebook, is we got to watch what you post. Don't be mad if we can't. We're learning what can and cannot go up because it doesn't come with a handbook. It does not. So check out those groups, Global Army of Donald J. Trump, and also Taking Back America. You guys are rock stars. Stick around. Watch the show.